Paid for drugs. Not once.
Become more than a hollow fabrication. It's the way they do it. Well, all right. It's Wednesday, Banger Wednesday. Gather around, boys and girls. Let me tell you a little story. That's how we're going to start this show off. Let me tell you a story of how incredibly smart I am. Yeah, I'm going to brag about me for a second. And let me preface it with, tonight is a really cool night. It's, only bands that are female fronted. Step one. Step two, Forge in his infinite wisdom starts the show by playing all male-fronted bands off the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. So, there you go, kids. That's who's starting the show off. This genius here. All right. So, as I said, female-fronted band night. This is something I think, I want to say Miss Scarlett brought up as an idea, and we're like, hell yeah, let's do it. So here we are. We got 3 awesome bands that we're going to play tonight. But real quick, I'm going to go back to the Spotify playlist. Every band on that playlist is a band that made the time to come on this show, talk to us, and we have just this plethora of stuff to listen to. And obviously you heard 3 bands real quick right there. Excuse me. There's my infinite wisdom just pouring out of me again. Sorry. So, again, the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist is one of the greatest tools that we have created. It helps a lot of these bands fight the algorithm, so make the time, go at it, go listen to it. Takes a couple seconds, and then you have access to well over 100 bands worth of tracks. So, international as well. Again, I do have an update. We've been talking about the giveaway we're going to be doing and the Battle of the Bands. We're running into a few delays on that, but it is still happening, just a little later than sooner. Sorry. So stay tuned. Follow us on everything so you can keep up to date on it. All right. Going around the room real quick, because I forgot to do this like the last 2 episodes, I think. Joining me on the co-host panel, I got that guy up there. That's Bo from Elijah. To that side of me, yep, that's Dom from the band Set Alive. And Word Up. And Distance is Dead. And right down there, the redhead, that's Miss Scarlett from Lunarscape and World Shaper. Let me just go ahead and just get it out the way. Let's name the 3 bands I got tonight with me. I got Palecurse, I got Rising Fall, and Signs of Tranquility. Let's see. I know I said in order. I think I wrote it backwards. But anyway, we're going to go with Rising Fall, and I got KK here with us. Why don't you unmute, tell us a little bit about the band and the track we're about to get into while I get that queued up, okay?
Sure. First off, thank you for having the Rising Fall on your show as one of the premier female-fronted episodes. And we're a band that's from Chicago area. We've been around close to 3 years. We bring a little like old school metal riffs to our music with some modern twists, high-powered female vocals. Just kind of make it our own. This track that you're going to be playing for the listeners is Black Horse. We just released it a few weeks ago, so we're really excited about this one. It's our fastest song that we've written to date, so we thought you'd enjoy it.
Hell yeah. That's what we like to hear. All right, so get your ears ready while I click this last little button so I can get, this Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist real big on the screen for everyone so I can burn it into their brains. All right, we're going to go ahead and listen to this track. We're going to listen to it start to finish, and then we're going to get back and we're going to ask this young lady questions. And if you want to take part in the question and answer segment, make sure you go to YouTube and just comment in the chat. We'll find it and we'll ask them. And if you happen to miss this episode live, it'll be live forever. Well, not live forever, but it'll be available on YouTube for you to listen to later. All right, here we go. This is going to be Black Horse by the Rising Fall. Here we go.
Standing all alone at a crossroad, the unknown
All right. Sorry about that. I almost played the next song. Let's see. Let me get back up on the screen real big. All right. Dom, why don't you lead us off? Oh, you're muted there, buddy.
No, Dom, we can't hear. We're just saying. I feel like you're really pouring stuff out there on the screen too.
Yeah.
I'm worried that we're missing so much right now.
Hello?
Hey, we hear you now, buddy.
Here we go. Oh man, I was pouring my heart out.
Do it again.
Okay. This song, okay, so I have my own solo project. I do everything, but I think like vocals and guitar are my like main things. But the vocals on the song were like amazing. The harmonies, the vocals really spoke to me a lot. Just really like the like the tom. I don't know how to explain it. Trying to find the words. It's been a long day, but there's such a uniqueness. And to remind me, are you the singer, the lead vocalist for?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have such a unique voice. You have like this really warmth and this like a twang almost to your voice that's really like, it's so unique and it's like melodic. It's beautiful, but it has this grit to it, and it's absolutely just brought everything together. And I don't know if do you have like someone else harmonizing behind you?
No, I do all the harmonies as well. Yeah.
So those harmonies are awesome too. Those are really cool. And they were thrown throughout the whole song. Like that was the composition of the song was really good. Both all the guitars, all of the drums, the little kind of like I like really heavy stuff. So even at the end there was kind of like this build up part going into the last chorus that was kind of like heavier. It kind of this was a really, really good song.
Thank you.
Amazing job, guys. And it was really well mixed. I guess my first question is how did you guys all meet?
So we've actually our entire band knows each other from other bands that we were in. So me and the bass player were in another original project at one point. The guitar player and the drummer were in another project. The guitar player and the bass player were in a Megadeth tribute band together. So I call it 2 degrees of separation. So we have, like, as you can tell, like I had mentioned before, we like try to combine a lot of that old school metal riff. So heavily influenced by Maiden, Megadeth, Metallica, things like that. So it's like we like to write that way, but we all take part in writing as well. So we'll get a riff. So that riff that you heard right off the bat, that just came to us like a little 8 bars. And then I start coming up with like melody lines in my head, and the bass, he came up with this galloping bass. So it came to my mind. I don't know what the song's yet about, but I hear a horse, that triplet bass. So I'm like, I think I know the name of this song. I don't know yet the concept or whatnot, but I said, I'm going to call it Black Horse. And that's what we ended up calling it. And then I started researching about Black Horse and what does it really mean? So I can go into that too, if you want to. I don't know if that was going to be a question about why it was called the Black Horse. But. Yeah, no,
that'd be a wonderful follow-up question. And I guess like kind of like an ode to that, like the gallop on the bass and even the gallop on it sounds like the bells on the drum, like the ding, 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 it's all in kind of like a groove. So it's really, that's really cool. So I guess walk us through the meaning of the song.
So just one note too, that this is the first song we wrote without even Black Horse in the lyrics. We just wanted the concept to be Black Horse without you actually saying Black Horse. And we were kind of proud that we got that message across just by the instrumentation, like the galloping and sometimes the guitar has like a little, I want to say a neigh, like a horse neigh, it's here and there, but so Black Horse, I did a little research on it, and they say that if you are at a crossroads in your life, like you don't know which direction to go in and you're struggling, or you're not sure if you should take a risk in any of your decisions, like a fork in the road, they said if you see a black horse in your vision, it's a very positive sign that you should go ahead, trust your instincts, and go ahead and move forward. Take that risk. There may be the unknown, but it's supposed to be something positive that you'll experience by doing that. Everyone also associates a black horse with death, like a vision of a death, is a bad omen. It's really not. It does symbolize death, but it's the death of things that are holding you back. It's to let them go on the wayside and move forward. So it has a lot of positive message in this song.
Right. Yeah, no, that's deep. That's really deep. No, so that's awesome. I mean, so we have, this really deep, meaningful message with an ode between the actual composition of the song, which is pretty, deeply complex. I don't think a lot of people writing really think about that. Like, hey, we have this idea of a black horse or a horse. I want to emulate that in my song through like the musical form, not necessarily through the lyrical content. I think that's really cool. Like, that's a cool way of writing. So a follow-up question is, you mentioned he just came up with a riff and you just went right with it. Walk me through you guys' writing process, like how you guys usually formulate your songs. Is that typically how it goes? You guys all just sit down and jam and then kind of just go from there?
In some instances, yes. Our guitar player is named Steve. He'll come up with 5 or 6 riffs and he'll email these little snippets of them. And we'll all we'll all listen and go, oh, I think we hear potential with this one or that one. And some of them just fall in your lap. Like, you're like, I hear this immediately. And then the bass will come up with some kind of, bass line to go with it. And I have sometimes come up with a melody instantly. It just is something that sticks with me. And then we kind of just all start putting ideas together and recording, and we send emails back and forth. And then when we get to the practice, we kind of iron out all of those ideas. It's a very fluid, organic way of writing that we do. Then there are also songs of ours that I've written entirely on a piano. I'm a classically trained pianist, and that was my first instrument before anything else. And I will sometimes just write everything on the piano and say, here, have it, guys. Now make it sound metal.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And I think that's like having that asset as being classically trained is huge in musical composition and being able to write. So that's pretty freaking sweet. But I guess that'll be it for me. I'll probably pass it on to Bo, but again, this was an amazing song. I love the hell out of this. And I did love the vibes. It was very old school, but it was very, very, very well mixed and very, very well composed. And I'm glad you shared the deeper meaning behind it, because that was really cool, insightful. So
Yeah, to add what Dom just said, the actual sound of the song was fantastic, especially for the vibe that you're going for and everything. How did you guys record this, like in the studio? Did you DIY anything? What did we do for that?
So we did record this in the studio. We laid down scratch tracks with a click that we sent to the engineer. He's about a 2-hour drive for most of us, so we wanted to make sure to like get everything prepped ahead of time, because we didn't want to spend too much time in the studio, and we know how expensive that can be. So we just recorded with a click, with an SD card and a computer, and that just laid down all the scratch tracks and sent them to the engineer, who then basically put it on a grid to our tempo. And this tempo of this song's like, I think 168, so it's quite fast. And then we would just lay drums only for the song, and then he would have that all lined up on a grid, and then we would just all each lay our parts after that. So it's recorded in a studio and it's mixed and mastered in the same studio.
Nice. And we did they track all the drums live. I feel like that was definitely sounded like they were live tracked for all that stuff. Everything like guitars, was that tracked with amps, or do you know?
That was actually tracked with plugins.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Mostly-
all different plugins for the solos, for the rhythm.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we get a lot of that on here. But I feel like to me, like it sounded like we had real drums on this one, which is not always what we get on this show. So it's kind of, I kind of was try to guess a little bit every time we get a new song on here if it was real or not. But do you have any idea what the plugins were? That's always something we have to ask.
You have to ask, or you want to.
Oh no, he was correct. We have to know. It's a must.
I'm not the guitar player, and I don't know what he uses. I know that we have our favorites for. I think it's a really cheap plugin, believe it or not. That's done through Reaper. That's the program that he uses, and he says it's one of the cheapest plugins, but it sounds the best. I think it brings out the solos like right out in your face. Really nice sound. But I couldn't tell you what the plugins. I have no idea.
It sounded great. It sounded great. We'll just go ahead and jot that down as the Gojira plugin and just call it.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
But yeah,
cheap go-to old plugin. Yeah, there you go.
All right. And so I have. Are you guys out playing shows or anything?
Yes, actually, we've been trying to tour more. We just came back from Michigan. We did a 2-day tour in Michigan.
Nice.
We have a show this Saturday. We have a big show in October in Davenport, Iowa. We're trying to make the rounds and not stay with just Chicago shows. We'd love to venture out more to maybe Canada and Florida, and then possibly Europe. So we've got big dreams and big goals, but hopefully, little by little, we'll be able to do that. But yeah, we love performing. Besides writing, that's our second love, is actually getting on stage and rocking out.
I mean, for what it's worth, I feel like you probably would do really well in the Europe market for this. I mean, that's kind of definitely a sound that they vibe with there. So, but musically, what kind of bands are your personal biggest influence? So you say you're classically trained, you're doing vocals in a metal band. What's your biggest influence, band wise, musician wise, whatever?
So I have two, and this is a female-fronted show, so I'm going to say my two biggest female influences. Number one is Kate Bush, and I'm not sure how many people are familiar with her, but as a songwriter, I think she's phenomenal. I think her production is very, it's very unique, but it's got so much meaning to her songs. I'm the lyricist. I love concepts to songs. So she would be my number one as far as songwriting. My number one for performing, another one might be obscure, is Skunk Anansi, Skin, the lead singer for Skunk Anansi. She's like this 6-something black woman, and she just rips on stage. Like, she really, really influenced me. They've been around, I think they're from London, that area, for decades. But I saw her perform in Strange Days. That was an old Ray Fiennes movie, and their band performed in this movie, and I was instantly hooked. I'm like, that's what I want to do. She has that soulful voice, but yet she can just growl with them, and I love it. So she's a huge influence on me too.
That's awesome. I like that. We'll go with another one. What's for you in this band so far? What has been your favorite moment being in the band? Like fun stories, a show you did, whatever. What do you think is like your favorite moment so far?
It's hard to say I have favorite. I mean, I have lots of moments that we really enjoy. I mean, we're kind of still a new band. I'm hoping that I'll have one of those, moments that I loved and I lived for. But I think what it was for me is I was away from music for over 10 years. I didn't perform, I didn't do anything, nothing. And when the pandemic hit, a lot of people were probably revisiting, maybe we should try to do some things now, write some songs and see where it goes. So that's kind of what happened with us right after the pandemic. And I think my favorite moment was getting on stage after not performing for over 10 years to take a step on it. And it wasn't like a big gig. There were a lot of people, but I'm like, I'm actually getting back into this, that I was not sure I really wanted to revisit doing this all over again. And I would say that it was a really powerful moment for me to step back on that stage going, all right, I can do this again. And then just keep moving forward since then.
I mean, you'd probably be surprised how many people just in this chat room we have right now have done the same thing that can relate to that completely, myself included, Forge included. But yeah, it's hard to express like that feeling of being back in it again. That's a great moment. And I'm glad that you got back into it, because now you're putting out music and you're stopping by this show and getting your track on with us. So that's awesome. How long have you guys been a group together, like as far as your current lineup?
So it's close to 3 years.
Okay.
We formed in November of 2022, and we were writing our first song. I think took us like 4 months, back and forth. And it's a song we haven't released yet, but we will eventually do that. And our first show was in August of the next year. So we had 5 songs written and we're like, okay, 25, 30-minute set, that's all we got, but let's see how people react to it. And now we write fairly quickly. And like I said, we're performing more and more. So yeah, I think we're a new band, being an original band. It takes a long time to write songs. It's just, there's so much thought process, and having all 4 people writing together, it's also a little bit more like challenging, but it's also very rewarding because you get to bounce ideas off of other people who are composers as well. So it's a nice collaborative process.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it's fun. So I'm in Indiana. I'm in Lafayette, Indiana. So hopefully there'll be something pop up that I can sneak in and see you guys play sometime. But great song. Love all the riffs. Love all the vocals. The vocal melodies are awesome. Song sounds great. Be proud of it. And it was great talking to you. I'm going to pass it on to Scarlett now.
Yay! Hi! Oh my gosh, I loved the track. I loved it. First thing that I noticed, just personally, you have so much attitude in your vocal. I absolutely love it. I could just feel the attitude, and I was like, yes, own it. I loved it. On top of that, I absolutely love how many octave changes you're doing throughout this song. It's just absolutely beautiful. I really, really loved the progression in your vocals as it kind of went from the verses into the choruses, and it really made the choruses feel very grandiose, and it just really added a lot for this song being such a high BPM. You owned the vocals, absolutely owned the vocals. I know for me, sometimes when we do songs that are really fast BPMs, I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, it kind of freaks me out a little bit, and I feel like you just absolutely owned it. So I just want to say I absolutely love the track. You did vocal hook after vocal hook after vocal hook, and I just felt like it's just such a solid song. I could definitely hear this song being played on like a hard rock station, or like a, you know what I mean? It's very classic to that sound. I was almost getting like female Dio like vibes at times. Yes, so I was wondering if maybe you had some influence there, because I was like, man, this is just fantastic the way that you're using your vocals here. And so, and I definitely was hearing the Megadeth influence from the bandmates and the guitars and everything else. So you were kind of speaking to how some of the bandmates came from playing. Did you say they were like in a cover Megadeth band?
Tribute,
or was it just
yeah.
tribute band?
Tribute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I
Yep.
could definitely hear that influence coming through there, but really cool in your guys' own original way that you kind of brought that all together. I thought was fantastic. So I would love to know, since you guys record in a studio, is that something you've done with all of your songs so far? Is
Yeah.
studio recording? Cool. Do you guys go on all at the same time on the same day and just kind of knock your studio sessions out in one day, or do you guys kind of do different people different days?
So we try to, make it as efficient as possible. A lot of times, if we're doing a few songs, we'll just lay the drums down for those, and then we'll lay strings down another day, and then all vocals the next day. So
Okay.
we've been able to do our 5-song EP in like 3 days. We were able to do that. So we work really fast. We know our parts ahead of time. We plan out everything. I think that's a lot of musicians that, if you're going to go in the studio, map out everything. I mean, it just makes it easier, because then you have something like, okay, it's inevitable you're going to forget something. You're going to be like, oh shoot, I meant to do that. And I almost did that on one of the songs. I almost forgot a harmony. I was like, wait, there's another part of it. But yeah, we always do in the studio, maybe sometime it would be kind of fun to do like a live version of one of the songs that maybe we'll release. But for now, we just want to stick with the studio recordings and that. And to your point with Dio, I actually had heard that before about the Dio. I also have my stage presence also was very theatrical. So I have certain things too that people said, you kind of remind me of Dio up there.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'm also 5'2". I'm very small. So
Oh my gosh, you are. Oh, I would just love to see your live show. I just think that would be so much fun. You seem like you have so much energy. And do you guys have any live recordings or anything on YouTube or anything that people?
yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna have to go check some of those out.
yeah, I just put one out from a show we just did at the Token in Westland, Michigan, just a few weeks ago. I just did a little medley of different songs and that. So Black Horse is on there along with 4 other songs that we played.
Well, that's fantastic. I can't wait to check that out. I see that you guys are actually, you know what, on the studio note, I know that some people have certain, I love to ask this question because sometimes you get really weird answers, but do you have any kind of like studio rituals that you like to do before you record? I know, like, for me personally, I like to record fasted. I don't know, that's just my thing. It might be weird, but that's just me. So do you have any studio rituals that you like to do?
I wish I did. I just drink a lot of water and I practice vocals. I just run through my exercises a few days beforehand and the morning of, and then I just go in there. Yeah, I don't have any. I don't like the candles or make it dark. I'm just like, I just get in that room and just like, let's get down to business. And I also, it's funny when you're doing the vocals because I have the peanut gallery of all the rest of them in the other booth, and I can't see or hear anything that they're saying. And it's always a challenge, like you sing and then there's like silence, and then you're waiting, and then you hear the guys going, that's not good, or do it again. Like, well, what was wrong,
Yeah, I love that.
There's
Yeah, I
like,
don't
yeah,
think
just
I don't
water and vocal exercises. That's my
I
ritual.
mean, that's fine. That's ritual enough. Yeah. Some people have some people don't. But yeah, I'm very excited. I think that's great that you decided to get back on the music train again and share your art with everybody again after you said you took like a 10-year kind of hiatus from performing live. And so huge kudos to you for coming back and doing it again, because you guys sound awesome. And I see, let's see. So are you guys having any plans to release albums, or what's your release strategy kind of looking like? Are you just going, singles every so often, or what's that kind of looking for you guys moving forward?
So we released 3 tracks as singles, 4 tracks as singles this last November, December of 2024. And then we decided to do, we're only going to do EPs right now. We just feel like the album is kind of gone on the wayside. People's attention span is too short for that.
Yeah.
But on our EP, when we did release it as a 5-song EP, we included a track we never released as a single. And we found that was a really good strategy to make a track that no one's heard. Helps the algorithm because people now played, it's kind of the waterfall effect. They played your EP, they heard your other songs, and then they heard the new one. And so it was a really good strategy to do it that way. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're probably going to release 2 to 3 as singles, and then another 5-song EP, and include some tracks that were never released as singles. And then maybe a 10-song vinyl. Just put the 2 EPs together and make it a vinyl. And that'll be our other release. Vinyl's coming back, and we didn't want to do a 5-song vinyl. We're like, let's just combine both of them, because we feel like we're going to be done with the second EP by the end of this year anyway. So let's just release the vinyl then.
Of that, I feel like that's a wonderful strategy because it's a little different than what most people are doing. I love like the hidden kind of track on there, the little hidden gem, you know. I think that's such a great idea. And so also though, I know you said you had a classical background as a pianist. So do you have, I'm going to check out more of your songs, of course. Do you have any of your songs with your piano playing in them?
Yes, I have I Surrender, and it starts with the piano, so you'll hear it right off the bat. It's a very epic song. That was a song I actually wrote all on piano and presented it to the band. So you'll hear it. Yeah, it's a pretty like dynamic song, very intimate and powerful. So yeah, I'd love for you to check it out. But I Surrender is got a lot of piano in it.
Oh, I love that. I'm such a sucker for piano. So that's fantastic. I can't wait to check that out too. How long have you been singing for then? Have you been playing piano for you probably since you were a child, right? I would guess.
Yes, I studied classical piano for 15 years or so, and I was going to be just a pianist. That's really what I thought my goal was going to be in life. And I think I just started getting into songwriting first. So I'd be at the piano, and the piano is a wonderful instrument, just like guitar, to write a song to. It's hard to write songs to drums or bass, really. So I was very fortunate that I had an instrument that I could be more melodic with as I was writing. And I was more into songwriting than anything than singing. But who's going to sing your stuff? You know?
Yeah.
So I kind of like forced to do it. And I mean, I have old recordings, and I was trying to find my voice. I mean, I didn't know what I wanted to sound like. I tried to mimic other singers. You follow on that. You need time to develop what your own unique style is. And I tried to mimic so many different singers. I did the pop stuff like Britney Spears. I did the very operatic, just trying to figure out. And then I'm like, let me use all of that and see what I come up with. And then that's kind of what my vocal style is. And I haven't really, I've been singing. I've never trained. I try to follow YouTube videos, the correct method. And so far I'm doing okay. So, but it was never what I was going to be. And I just, like I said, I started songwriting before I started singing.
Well, I think that really worked out to your advantage, and I think it's so cool that now you have used so many different kind of styles. Like you said, you tried the pop thing for a while, you tried like the operatic thing for a while, and I think because you tried all of those different things, it really melded together so nicely for you and made something very original. And you have a very distinct timbre in your voice that I just love. And like I said, it gave me like the Dio kind of vibes and stuff there. And so I think that all of that stuff really worked out well for you, especially not having any vocal training, like actual formal vocal training. I'm very surprised by that because you had me fooled. So very good. So I can't wait to check out more of your stuff. And Thank you guys so much, or thank you so much for coming on. It was just a pleasure. I can't wait to check out more from you guys. So I'm gonna I can talk all day. The guys know that I'm the girl on the show. That's whatever. So I'll pass it on to Forge now because I'm sure we've asked every single question already.
Yeah, we're still trying to
Thank you
figure
very
out.
much.
We're still trying to figure out
Appreciate all the
how to get a muzzle over there for her so we can get her under control. We keep letting her out of her cage and
Yeah.
then regret it.
I know.
No, it's all good. But no, and she's right. Bo, Dom, and herself, they all hit a lot of things I wanted to touch on. So I'm really just going to echo a lot of that. First off, and this is an inside joke for my girlfriend that's watching. Thanks, Steve. So thanks, Steve, for that guitar tone. I really liked it. I do think it helped push it further into the metal world with that tone selection. I'm curious. I'll find you guys online or something. I'll ask them. I feel like it was. I can't remember the name of it, but wasn't it called like something Roots or Roots something? Bo, you familiar with that plugin? I feel like that would be the one they use, but it's a really cool tone. It dances on the line of some old school traditional metal tones, but at the same time, there were some other bands in the pioneering days of metalcore that use a very similar tone. And whenever that galloping part came in, with some of the other little licks he threw in there, it reminded me of this band that not a whole lot of people have heard of, but they were called Diecast. They were kind of in the early pioneering days of metalcore, and when what?
All I heard was I felt that riff so hard. I didn't say it, but I felt that riff a lot.
Yeah, and it reminded me of a band called
Amp Roots plugin.
Yeah, I feel like that might be the one he may have used. It was a guess on my part.
Sound Lab.
Yeah, but yeah, Diecast. It was something that kind of the vibes I was getting on that particular section of the song. So really, really cool track. I do like the composition. The mixing and mastering engineer did really well with the sound you guys are going for. It's very clear. You can hear what's all being played. Which whenever you start adding that clarity into a track, especially whenever you're hard rock and metal, that simultaneously kind of pushes you further into metal because that clarity is what adds extra punch, and that's what a lot of modern metal is moving towards. So it definitely helps place you further into the metal world, whether you want to be or not. It kind of does. So I appreciated that mix. And again, kudos to you for stepping away from the game for a while and actually coming back, because me personally, I haven't stepped foot on a stage since like 2009 or 2010. I completely was removed from the music scene for 10, 11 years. I just came back recently, and I just do studio stuff. I don't gig. I'm a solo. But that's really hard. I mean, I know I haven't been able to do it. So kudos to you for not giving up and getting back in the saddle. And coincidentally, that was a nice one. Saddle, Black Horse. It works. Didn't do that on purpose, I swear. But yeah. So I'll lean to a few more of the business questions here. Do you guys have merch available online?
So we're going old school with the merch. That's only available at our shows. Right now, we want people to come out, buy the merch. We feel like that's helps bring people to our show too. If there's an extra incentive for them to actually show up. Maybe after the year, if we've got a lot of inventory, we might put it online. But currently, you got to come to a show to get any merch.
Yeah, hell yeah. Bribery is a great tool. It works for a lot of criminals.
I love that. Sorry, one question. So when you guys do the vinyl, are you guys only going to sell the vinyl at the show?
We haven't thought that through yet.
Cool. Okay, I'm getting a little ahead of the game here. I love vinyl. I collect vinyl, so I would love to get my hands on a vinyl. So maybe I'll have to come check the show.
I think the vinyl we would do online. I've seen a lot of bands put the vinyl out on their merch table, and it doesn't usually sell at the shows. I think people are going to buy the t-shirt over the vinyl at the show, and then maybe they'll get the vinyl later at another time. So I think that would be something we would probably entertain selling online.
Awesome. I'll be following you guys anyways. I'll find out. I'll stalk you.
Yeah, so let's see. What was my next business question I had? Asked about merch. It was platforms. What are the primary platforms you like people to go to follow you guys and check out what you have going on?
So the ones everyone knows, the Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We have a website, therisingfallband.com. Has all of them listed in our bio, so you can connect very easily. So yeah, every streaming service you name, and some that we've never heard of. I mean, it's available.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, again, my co-host buddies here, they like to hit all the key points. So I'm running out of questions now, but I think we got a lot out of you guys. But I kind of used you a little bit there. So if you don't remember any of these platforms Miss KK just mentioned to find the band The Rising Fall, make sure you go to the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. I've already added them on there. Go add the playlist, save it. You can find them. You can click on their band, and you can go directly to their Spotify page. And I'm sure you can find your way to other platforms from there. So make sure you do that. It'll help not only The Rising Fall, but every other band that's come on the show and all the other ladies here tonight. So, Miss KK,
one thing,
go ahead.
real quick. Sorry. On the YouTube chat, we have confirmation from Dimitri from the band that he believes it was the Gojira plugin. So jot that down. We got to go Gojira plugin for tonight.
Wow.
If you saw on the chat, all of the hosts started laughing at the same time. That's when we saw that message.
That's awesome. I was way off, but that's awesome. Nice. All right. So again, so Miss KK, I know we asked you a lot of stuff. You answered a lot of questions, but is there anything that you wanted to say that we maybe didn't touch on before I move on to the next band for tonight?
No, just many thanks just for supporting us and getting our music out there and having us on the show. You know where you can find us. Come to a live gig if we're in your area. We would love that. We'd love to meet you. And, that's it. Just help spread the word. Follow us, check out everything. And again, thank you to all of you for having The Rising Fall here on this show with all these wonderful women here. I can't wait to hear what they have. I feel like I was the guinea pig and I got asked all these questions and I'm like, I was going to be like, oh shoot, are they going to ask me all those questions?
Yeah.
Ladies, be ready. We're probably going to ask you a lot of those questions.
Yeah, that's the gauntlet for every show. So yeah, we put everyone through the ringer. We test your might. So if you're just joining along at home or watching in the future and for some reason you ended up at this point instead of from the beginning, we were just finished talking to KK from The Rising Fall. We checked out their track, went through the normal QA. They now officially live on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist, and they brought an awesome track to start the show off. And as always, every band that comes on the show is always welcome to come back. So Miss KK, if you guys ever have anything else new you want to share with us, or even if it's an older track we haven't listened to, keep in touch. We'll get you back on. It doesn't have to be, female-fronted band night. So thank you again for taking the time to hang out with us. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the next band for tonight. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. So let's see if I can do this without butchering it, because apparently before the pre-show I butchered it. So I got Signs of Tranquility, and I got Miss Azura.
You were close.
Azura.
I'll take it. Azura. Yep.
See, I knew it was one of the two. I couldn't remember. My bad. So yeah, Miss Azura, can you please tell us a little about the band and the track we're about to check out?
Yeah. So my band is Signs of Tranquility. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me. So this is my first song actually that I ever wrote. And it's the first song on the internet, which is cool too. First song with this band. It's a lot of firsts. Let's see. So we've been together. I've been with the band for about 3 years now, which is crazy. My first band, my first, real band. I had a garage band called Sack for a while. Yeah, it was awesome. Wasn't real though. But this is my first real experience, and this song means a lot to me. I was stuck in a part of my life for 8 years, just trapped in a very messed up place, and it felt impossible to get out of this spot that I was stuck in. And I had this inner voice just telling me all the time, like, there's so much more for you, meant like to just make you happy, that's out there. And you just have to be brave enough to go for it. And I mean, it took 8 years to listen to myself and do it, but I finally did. And I think that's one of my favorite things about this band is like all these songs are based off of real experiences, and they're not just to rhyme. They're not just lyrics I pulled out of my ass. Like they're real and they're me, and it tells a story. I think that's my favorite part. So that's what this song's about. I hope you guys like it.
Yeah. So real quick, I gotta talk about the elephant in the room, which in this case is a cat. We love seeing pets on here. Looks just like my girlfriend's cat, Jack.
Yes, I have 3 cats. I have an animal problem. I tried to foster, it didn't go so well.
Yeah. Awesome. No, we love seeing them on camera. It's great. And just to be sure, you sent me the Enforcer, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for everyone at home, as we usually do, we get YouTube videos. So if you're just listening at home, make sure you put your eyes on the stream because we're going to check out this video by Signs of Tranquility. So here we go. Let me get it blown up on the screen nice and big for everyone. And we're going to jam it out start to finish. And here we go.
I walked every alley searching for myself. I found her body buried in debris. Freedom whispered to me it's time. I am the Enforcer. A new chapter begins. Silence was the girl who craved being heard. A shattered soul contained a light wanting more. She rose in the dark and lit up the streets. She conquered the night when she chose to be free. Whisper her name and it echoes like fear. In the hearts of the weak it's loud and it's clear. I am the Enforcer, I am the Enforcer, I am the Enforcer.
Taste my hand and kiss it now. Save some time along the ground. Faded thoughts
All right. All the way to the end, just in case there's any surprises, like after credit. Okay. All right. Give me a second here. Let me get back up on the screen real big. All right. So real quick, before I let one of the other co-hosts take it away, Bo, let's test our ears here. What tuning are you thinking?
I'm just gonna go. They had 7 strings, but it didn't sound too crazy. I'm just gonna say say something weird like B standard or just traditional drop A. It didn't sound overly low.
Right. Yeah, the tone on the guitar kind of made it deceptive a little. I'm gonna go with. I'll go with A sharp. Oddly, do you happen to know what your guitar's tuning is?
She's smiling because she knows.
That's a fabulous question.
See, we're good like that.
I believe it's standard.
I'm telling you, B standard.
Yeah.
I had
Yes.
this weird feeling on that one. I had this really weird feeling about that one.
Yeah.
Bandmates, are you in the chat? Bandmates, are you in the chat?
Save my ass.
We need to phone a friend here.
Bandmates, the bandmates assemble. But yeah, I wasn't really looking at the hand movement too much to see if they were playing, like standard patterns or not. But yeah, I just wanted to throw it out there because that seemed like a good track to test on. But yeah, well, we can keep moving until that answer pops up. But yeah, you know what? Let Bo go ahead, run with the first round.
Okay, so my favorite thing about doing this show, again, we got a drummer on there. We don't like pre-screen any of this, right? We go into most of this blind, never heard you guys, never seen you guys, nothing. So it's always fun, like that hangout before we actually get to the song, because we don't know what to expect. I didn't expect any of that, right? It was awesome. Like vocals, you got like crazy pipes and like this crazy vibrato thing, like really solid. Like it had like kind of a modern Evanescence thing going on. I'm here for it. It was great. Before I get too far into it, at one point you kind of like showed your collection of Star Wars masks on your screen. So that was really fun. I just wanted to say that was cool. But no, the vocals are awesome. Honestly, like one of the fun things with this song is like your vocals like catch me so much that like it was hard to try to focus on like all the fun stuff like musically going on underneath it because there was so much going on. You had some really awesome synth parts just kind of pop up here and there, just a really like well composed song. Really fun, heavy, nice little like kind of harmonized lead thing going on at one point in it. Just all the fun stuff in that song all in one.
Thank you so much. This is awesome.
So yeah, it's always fun, and this is a kind of a fun one. We get a lot of like kind of metalcore bands and stuff on, but having like back to back like kind of more metal at the same time is kind of fun too. How did you guys record how did you guys do like the recording for the song? Did we go DIY or did you take it into somebody or did you do it at a studio? What you have a little story there?
Well, first studio, it took a very long time to record this, so we had to end up going to another studio. And so we actually did it through Hunt Audio. Thank you very much. When we actually recorded all of our parts there, I believe some of the guitars were sent as tracks and like stems and whatnot, but I did the vocals there, and yeah, it was separate. So yeah, the first studio, everything was live, but then we were just kind of like, all right, this sucks.
That's
well,
sad.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it kind of like honestly, like it depends a lot on like what like your vibe is, like I mean. You could track it all live with real amps and everything, and then you turn around and you're just never going to have like that sound that you want it to sound like in your head. So, I mean, so, we did the same thing where we did our first EP, like all tracked with amps and real drums and stuff. And then we switched people we're working with and went the MIDI route and the guitar plug-in route, and that's the best way for us to like get a consistent sound every song. So I mean, you gotta do what works for you, and you gotta do with what was going to be the quickest way, so you're not wasting all this time in a studio. Like you got to put music out just to keep up with anybody.
I agree. Yeah, I respect the old school way. I mean, if it was up to me, I totally would do it that way, just because I guess I hate myself. But I don't know. I kind of love the raw sound too,
Yeah.
So, but it's also the same. It's like you can't really get it out as your head, like directly until you do like the stems. So I see both.
It's a fine line, and even though like I'm more old school because I'm the 40-year-old here, and I used to do this when I was 18, and we would do it live in the studio and all that. But you just because I want to do it like that doesn't mean that that's like the best thing for your situation. You gotta do what's gonna get it done so you can get music out to people.
Yeah.
But yeah, and how about the video? Did you guys kind of DIY the video, or did you work with somebody on that?
We worked with somebody. It was Witch Doctor Media. They're good friends of ours, and I kind of just gave them a storyboard. We had a tight deadline to work with, so I didn't give them as much time as I should have, and they worked to really like a lot of magic with that video. They did a great job, and they pulled my original idea and just made it, like I wanted it to be like. So I don't know. They did a great job.
Yeah, I mean they did great. It looked great. It fit the song really well. I mean that's a pretty good outcome. So rushed or
Thank
not,
you.
I mean it fit the song, it fit the vibe. So good job for you guys. What so you've been with them for about 3 years. Where are you guys located at?
We're in Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we gotta kind of switch it up a little bit, and what made you want to get into this project? Like,
Ugh.
was it just somebody posted on Facebook, or were you like kind of actively seeking something?
It's funny. I've wanted to be a singer since I was a kid. But I just never, I guess, had the cojones to do it. I'm 6'5", so my parents were like, "Yeah, volleyball and sports, girl, nothing else." So I started pursuing music really heavily at 25. I was single, and I was like, I just want to go shows and play pool. So I went to a bunch of metal shows, local bands, just supported, and I saw Signs of Tranquility live, and I was like, holy shit, like they're really good. And I was friends with the guitarist at the time, and they were about to part ways, with their singer, and they did, and she left, and they hit me up, and they're like, "Hey, would you want to be our singer?" I'm like, "No way." The tables have turned. So yeah, I used to be an audience member, loving that band, wishing I was a singer, wishing for that life, and then all of a sudden it just kind of happened. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty great.
So we're hold on, we're going from somebody who said she was like 5'2" to somebody that's 6'5".
Yes, sir.
Some wild swings going on there. No, but
Yes.
that's a great story. That's awesome. I mean, that's why we're all here, just hoping that we're gonna get to do the stuff we love to do. That's great.
Yeah.
So like leaning off of that, what is your favorite moment so far working with the band, playing shows, recording, whatever? What would you say your kind of favorite moment would be from that so far?
I always want to say breakfast at the hotels on tour because I'm just terrible.
Hey, that's great.
Are they
good?
I love
What
free
hotels?
breakfast.
What's
All right.
your favorite one? That's important.
Favorite one, Wyoming. They had a great omelet. No, but
There you go.
I think touring with the band, they're all just
And you
such
remember it.
dorks. Like they're so respectful and just I don't know, they're just fun to be around. They're my best friends, and just being out doing my dream with my best friends, like on the road, it's just I think the best thing ever. So yeah, that's probably my favorite memory. I think Justin, we all play Magic. I'm not good at it, but everyone else is, and Justin just surprises me. He's my drummer, and he like brought this bag of like real life bananas, but like with googly eyes on him, and he's just so excited about playing with them, like this monkey card and Magic, and I don't know. I'll never forget that face. That was just they're
right.
just such dorks, man.
What's your favorite color, or what's your deck build? What colors?
My deck build, oh my god, it's been so long. I had a vampire deck that I stole from Justin quite a bit.
Black.
That was one of my favorites. So black, yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Listen, 90% of us are nerds, and the other
Yes.
10% are lying about being nerds. So
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah,
Something we all share.
you gotta have a big brain to deal with this complicated shit writing music.
God,
unfortunately,
yeah.
I never got into Magic, thankfully, because like my wallet probably thanks me.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm a Pokemon person, so you know
Fair.
I got that. But
So admittedly,
I
you're
was around.
worse.
Well, I was
No,
I
just
was a
messing.
kid when they came out, so you know it's like ingrained in my soul.
Pokemon's cool too, man. I like Pokemon.
No, but that's a fun story. I mean, it's all about like that's you know we talk about that all the time on here, which is it's all you know you're doing this for the memories, like even the
Oh,
little
yeah.
stuff, having fun, like just silly breakfast stuff, whatever. Like if that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy. So
For breakfast. Can't
yeah.
get that.
Um, what would you say your like band wise? What would you say your biggest musical influence is going to be?
Band wise, let's see. I recently brought the idea to the table. I love John Wick. It's like one of my favorite movie collections. And I just love the soundtrack of John Wick. I mean,
Oh
they
yeah,
just kill it every time. And so that's kind of where we're a little bit where we're gravitating. We like to say we have a kiss of EDM with our heavy metal, like
feel that.
melodic vocals. So I don't know. It's like the John Wick sound. But musically, I mean, the guys love Amaranth. They've talked about that, and
Okay.
gosh, Nightwish. It's funny. I've never listened to that kind of music before. I'm a total '80s heavy metal girl, so this is all brand new for me.
One of the
But they've
most
introduced me to some really cool bands.
one of the most devastating things that COVID did to my household, other than send my wife to the ER 3 times. Amaranth was supposed to play in Chicago that year, and we had like VIP tickets for it, and it got canceled. And then years after that, it was too hard for them to like get visas to come and play in the States, and I have not gotten to see them yet.
So sad.
So
My heart
tragedy.
breaks for
I
you.
love them
My
so
heart's
Yeah.
broken for you. I
Yeah.
love them so much too. Oh my god, my heart's broken.
So
They're awesome.
real quick, Bo, just to hijack one of your questions here because of the way she responded. Your EDM aspects that you added in it, there was with a mix between the guitar tone and the way some of the riffs were posed with the EDM, it really had moments where it sounded like a band I used to listen to back in the day. I'm sure some people have heard of them, Fine Shank.
Oh yeah.
There were some moments in there where I just immediately was like, "Oh man, that sounds familiar," and I had to think about it for a minute. But yeah, you guys, the way you're putting the EDM aspects in there is a really smart move because there's a lot of people that try to do it, and it does the opposite of help the track. It makes it more confusing, less interesting. Well, not less interesting, just more confusing. Is hard to follow. But with what you guys are doing, it worked extremely well. It complemented each other really well, and that was really cool. So I'm glad you guys did that. Sorry, didn't mean to hijack your question, Bo. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Your show, you gotta ask your questions too, buddy. Okay, so all of that said, do you know what plugin your guitar players used?
Oh shit.
Oh, we're gonna get you
No
all
one
night.
threw me a lifeline. Apparently, no one's watching. They suck.
Oh, the tuning, by the way, was standard.
Standard.
Oh, did someone say it? Oh,
Yeah.
thank God. Yeah, it's standard
Your
A. I knew it
drummer-
all along.
Your drummer was in the chat. It's good. Okay, I'm gonna
Yes.
pass it along to Dom. Dom's up next.
Oh, absolutely amazing track. I think the I find it funny about like the John Wick. You said the John Wick soundtrack reference. That's funny, but like it was really heavy. It was melodic. Your voice is so freaking powerful.
Thank you.
Your vibrato and your actual voice control for it's really amazing. It's like top tier. You sound absolutely wonderful. And kind of on the similar note to bow. Like it was that good that it was kind of hard to focus on some of the other stuff initially because it's not really good. And you should be more confident in that because you're very, very talented. And
Thank you so much.
it sounds like you've been working really hard on that. So a really awesome job. The way it kind of came together on some of the just the song in general. The drums were freaking awesome. The guitars, the synth parts that got overlaid, kind of coming down to that breakdown synth part. It kind of almost reminded me of like it transitioned into like this almost like Polyphia kind of riff. It was like it was just it was freaking sick. So I like the synth part with the like the hi hats hitting in the back, and I don't know if that was really cool. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna probably a lot of my questions were kind of asked, but I'll kind of go into like some I guess logistical questions. But I guess to start with, kind of walk me through like so when you guys formed, like not a lot of bands get a go because you mentioned like going on tour and like kind of doing that stuff. Are you guys currently on tour right now? Going on tour? Could you remind me that again?
We are going to Wyoming in October. I'm so excited for that. We'll be in Casper and then Riverton. So, yeah, a little 2-night bender.
Lots of
I don't drink.
So walk me through how you guys got that set up, how that opportunity happened, and I guess kind of like what it took. It's not, not a lot of bands kind of get that opportunity to go on tour. So like what pieces kind of fell into place? Like what work did you guys put in to kind of make that happen?
So we talked and I kind of mentioned to them, I'm like, because we all have a dream of just doing this full time, and I kind of said to them, we're not going to get anywhere by doing local shows. I mean, we are to a point, but we're going to kind of stay at the same level. And I want to just, and they did too. They all were on the same page. And so we tried to plan our own tour for this fall, and it was a lot harder than we assumed it would be. I know myself, I hit up over 50, 60, 70 venues and got maybe 2 responses. And they did too. I mean, we mapped it out. We really tried. I mean, we only did a 3-month lead time of it. So I think we should have had more of a 6-month. That's what we learned. Lesson learned. But yeah, I saw someone, Jeremy Amick, he posted that they were having a show in Casper, Wyoming with a badass band and they needed a local opener, or not a local opener, but just an opener. And so I kind of mentioned, hi, we'd love to come play. And so yeah, they grabbed us, and then there was a few more shows out there, and they were like, hey, would you want to kind of tag along for the rest of the weekend? I'm like, oh God, twist my arm.
Yeah, we'll work for breakfast.
Yeah, yes, I will be going to that hotel again just for the breakfast.
That's wonderful. Yes. So, what's your background in, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, like 3-month lead time, 6-month lead time. This wouldn't be like. I guess I'm asking because it doesn't sound like. Do you have like a booking or show management background or like anything like that personally, or anyone in the band?
No, I am just an extremely ambitious person that doesn't take no for an answer.
And those are the ones that get shows, so don't stop doing it.
Right. Yeah, I have a background in sales, and I've owned a few businesses, so I kind of hit people up and just keep poking and squeaking wheels until they tell me to F off, basically.
That's awesome.
So what you gotta do. You gotta advocate in this world.
So, and that was going to be my next lead up, because I like to ask these questions because a lot of the times we kind of pose these questions to bands, and I'll ask like, what's your guys' 5-year plan or 1-year plan? My next question for you is going to be like, what do you got? You guys had some pretty good numbers, it looks like, on some of. I was looking at the YouTube, like some of your YouTube and stuff. Obviously you're getting tours, so you're getting some recognition on like the shows. What's your guys' like marketing strategy that you guys are kind of implementing, or your rollout schedule that you guys usually do for releases?
Yeah, so releases are kind of new for us, so we're still kind of figuring that game out. We do have a song coming in October, which is very nice. We just finished recording that, so but we're just, I mean, I guess the marketing wise, we really wanted to do videos for most of our songs, but we figured that that's expensive. And so it's just, I guess, YouTube marketing. We've been kind of researching what tags to use, Facebook marketing, it's all about algorithms and whatnot, things that truly don't make sense to me that I've had to research.
Right.
But we're kind of starting from scratch with that. I mean, Justin's been doing this for many years. He's amazing. So he's kind of on it for sure. And we are signed to DI Records too, which they're incredible, and they help us a lot with that too. So yeah.
Yeah, they're actually in the chat.
So
they're
okay.
so real quick, if I can butt in, pro tip.
What up?
I know you say you like doing videos, and obviously it's pricey and time consuming, but there's been a super quick uptick on just doing kind of like studio recordings, and believe it or not, 99% of them are done with people's cell phones, especially if you got like a newer iPhone and you run it on like the 4K setting and the high settings. You can get away with some really cool stuff just using a cell phone in the studio, like recording yourself let me back up, videoing yourself recording the track, and those have been getting some super great trending, especially if you make it a short on top of it. Do your whole studio video, and then trim it up into some shorts. That's doing great. So something to think about. We see it with a lot of bands. Sorry, Dom.
It's a great idea. Thank you.
So I guess that would be my next question. What led into that opportunity? I don't know. I don't think we've had some bands who I think have gotten signed afterwards, but I don't think we've had a signed band yet. Guys, this is the first, isn't it?
This may be
the show?
The second, possibly, because Sun Manta may have been. I don't remember.
Okay. I guess walk us through how that opportunity happened.
To be honest, I lucked out. So when they asked me to be a part of their band, they were like, hey, so we're going on tour for your first show, and you're already signed to a record label. I'm like, oh.
Well, that was easy.
All right. That was easy. I mean, yeah, so it was an opportunity that was given to me, and the owner of DI Records, Dakota, he reached out, and he's just believed in me from the start. He's been like one of my number one cheerleaders, so it's just nice to have that support, because you mentioned confidence earlier, and that was very hard at first, so to have like people that just genuinely believe in you just based off of who you are and your talent, and I guess just my voice, it was just cool, so it was kind of handed to me, unfortunately.
Well, and I think just for you alone, it's not just your talent and your voice. I mean, just on this show, you've already expressed, I'm ambitious. I go out, I learn things. I've mentioned questions about, marketing or things. What's your background? And you've said, well, I went and studied it, and I looked at it in YouTube and looking at all the stuff and trying to learn. So you have like a hunger that's pretty rare for a lot of people to have, to want to like make it work and to make it happen, especially if it's a dream. And that's something I'm sure labels really, really appreciate when they're looking for people. So rightfully so, Dakota believes in you, because it's not, you do have amazing talent, you do have all that, but you're working your ass off, and that's also what really counts. So
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. So keep your head up a little higher, because you're doing it, and you're doing amazing. But I'm gonna pass it off to Scarlett now.
Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh. I've been getting, they're doing this to me. I'm because they see me like, oh, I gotta talk. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Hi. Okay, I'm so excited because I have been waiting for this with you. And but I have a very, very important question first and foremost that we have to get out of the way. And that is, what is your favorite free breakfast item when you go on tour?
Oh God. That's really hard. I'm like such a food.
You could choose imagine there's anything that you'd want there. What would you pick?
Okay, so I actually unfortunately have celiac disease, but let's just say we're ignoring that and we hate myself and I want to ignore it and be in hell for 3 days. Extra chocolate chip pancakes, like an extremely embarrassing amount of chocolate chips in the pancakes. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm such a chocolate girl. Omelets, sausage, man. Just breakfast in general. Eggs Benedict. I just made that the other day.
You're rallying the troops here. I see people on their webcams like, yeah, breakfast, let's go. I love breakfast. Eggs for sure. But yeah, I actually, that's funny. I'm actually highly gluten intolerant, so I don't eat gluten at all either. So I feel like you and me are gonna bond over a meal sometime, probably in the near future. But that is awesome. So I know you said that this was your first song that you've ever had posted online, right?
Yes.
That is so cool. And this is only your first real band, right? You said you were in a garage band called, what was it called?
Sack.
Sack. Wait, sack. Like nut sack.
Yes.
Okay. I had to go there, just making sure I heard that right.
It's really unfortunate. It was a cover band.
Oh, that is hilarious. Okay. So that's awesome. So I would say that this is probably a very large step up from Sack. And what I absolutely love about your story is you said you started out as a fan of Signs of Tranquility, which is so cool. And you know, when you were talking about this story and your eyes just kind of lit up and I could see the excitement in your face, the first thing that I thought of, if you've ever seen it, and I might be aging myself a little bit here, but if you've ever seen the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg, if you have got to see it, you've got to see it, because it's very, very much this story. But I absolutely love it. I think it's so cool that you happen to be like, it seemed like all these things aligned for you, and you were meant to be the front woman of Signs of Tranquility. And man, I mean, for this being your first song and probably like your first music video, you absolutely rock it. I mean, your confidence in your singing and your presence even in the music video, everything looks so natural. It looks like you've done this 1 trillion times over. Like, I mean, absolutely amazing. Your charisma is beautiful and empowering, and I just absolutely love it. Your vibrato, holy shit, you have got some amazing control on your vibrato. I think that this song has so many catchy bits about it. You know, I'm still hearing parts of the chorus and everything like being replayed in my head. And so it's memorable. And I think that if you guys keep putting out songs like this, dude, the sky's the limit, because this track is fucking killer. I absolutely, and yeah, I was the one to break the cursing. I've cursed now, so just feel free, everybody. It's there. So I love it. I think it's fantastic. I really enjoy the electronic kind of elements that you guys are putting in there. And to what Bo was saying, it gave me like those Amaranth feels at times, which is super cool because I think their sound is very unique to a lot of other bands with females and things in them. And I know you said your influences aren't really like Amaranth or Nightwish or anything, which I love all of those bands. I'm so like, I'm all over the metal map, guys. I'm all over it. But you said you were more into like classic metal, right? So
Yeah.
tell me what bands you listen to. What does a playlist look like to you?
That's hard. I'm all over the place too. Yeah, one of my bands I played in when first doing this was a Dokken tribute band. I freaking love Dokken. Like, I don't care if it's nerdy.
That's cool.
I would say like Megadeth. I love them. Gosh, I'm trying to think. Love Slipknot. That's kind of more modern. That's pretty much the most modern I go is like In This Moment and Slipknot. I love that. God, I'm trying to think.
If you don't have NSYNC on there, you're doing it wrong.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Or like first Justin Bieber album for sure. Just kidding.
Yeah.
You really strike me as a Bieber. Yeah.
Honestly, unfortunately, some of his songs are still stuck in my head. It's very unfortunate.
They'll do
but
that.
It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
I just Motley Crue for sure.
really cool. That's so interesting because when I hear your guys' music and I hear your vocal and everything else, like I literally have, and I hope this isn't offensive, but it doesn't remind me of any of that at all. So I feel like you're pulling this uniqueness and this originality is like coming from the depths of your soul and the core of you as an individual. And I think that's beautiful and amazing. And so I absolutely love that. I love that I can't hear that you sound like this or this or this or that. It's very unique. And I think you also have a female. You have another female in your band. How many band members do you guys have?
I do. We have 4 at the moment. Her name is
Okay.
Devin. She's my best friend.
Oh, how cool is that? Okay,
I love her.
awesome. So that's so fun. So you guys get to tour together and spend all this time, quality time together. And you know what's awesome about that is I always say, I see my bandmates more than I see pretty much anybody else in my
Yeah.
life. So if they become your best friends, it's so much better. You know what I
Oh, yeah.
mean? It's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys recorded this, The Enforcer, in a studio, you said. Did you guys all do that in the same day? Did you split up your days? Were your bandmates there cheering you on when you recorded your awesome vocals, or how did that go?
They were. I think some of them were out of town at the moment, so Justin came and supported me, which was adorable. While I did
Good job,
vocals.
Justin.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. And then everyone else, it was kind of all over the place. Like we did try and be there for each other, but it was spread out the way that we did it.
Yeah, and sometimes that's just how it has to be. But it's we have a kitty appearance. Who's
Yeah,
this?
this is Frankie. She's my world. She doesn't know how much I need her.
Oh, hi, Frankie. And you said you have 2 other ones, right? So
Yep.
you're an animal lover like me. I'm just gonna be the crazy animal lady. It's fine.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
So that's amazing. I'm really looking forward to hearing more from you guys. I think I have this question too. Have you taken any professional vocal lessons? Have you been taking vocal lessons at all?
So that was part of it. I mean, was this handed to me? Sure, but like everyone always fights me when I say this, but I sucked when I first started. I mean, I was awful. And I wanted this so badly, so I did go to vocal lessons. Found out I wanted this more. I owned a pet care business at the time, and I was like, I can afford to work my ass off. Maybe if I'm working 80 hours a week, who cares? I had 3 vocal coaches a week for like months. I was spending $1,200 on lessons because I just wanted it so bad. And my apartment complex, I almost got kicked out quite a bit because I was doing Dokken and screaming. And so I got noise complaints. So the only time I could practice was at like 2 a.m. or 12, like when no one else was there in the gym. So I would track my little speaker, my little monitor, my little monitor, and my microphone at 2 a.m. to my apartment complex like gym, and I would just sing for the world in there. And it's the only time I could practice.
I love that. That is such a cool thing. And like when you say aggressive vocal, do you mean or like screaming vocal, you mean like screaming, like growling, screaming aggressive vocal? Is that what you mean? Or like belting?
You know Yngwie Malmsteen. Any you guys? Yeah, I'm sure you guys know Yngwie. Yeah, he's got a song. It's crazy. I mean, it's just like so powerful. I don't know why I can't think of it, but it was my interview. It was an audition song, and I would just belt it throughout the house. I mean, it's not like screaming, but it's just belted, operatic, high notes, even Dokken notes. They're just high, and so my neighbor did not appreciate that.
Yeah, they usually don't. Yeah, I learned to when I'm practicing like actual like aggressive vocals that are gonna sound like somebody's potentially getting murdered. I like to do that in my car so nobody has to suffer that and risk getting the cops called for like maybe they're thinking there's a domestic over here or something. But I absolutely love that story. You going in the gym area and kind of doing your thing. That's really cool. And I love your ambition. I think it's fantastic. Putting $1,200 a month into vocal lessons is wild. I mean, I don't put that. I can't afford to put that much into vocal lessons. You're hustling for it, and I absolutely love that. The vocal lessons that I do take, I cherish so much, and I think that doing that helps us grow so much. It's so important. And I can really, really hear it in the power behind your voice and the control behind your voice. So these people that you did the vocal lessons with, they're worth the money. They're worth the money. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm very excited. You guys said you have something coming out in October. Are you guys planning to do that as like a single release and then trying to move forward with maybe a single release every month? Or are we looking at like an EP or an album? Or what's this kind of looking like for you guys? I know you said you're trying to do some mini tours and things like that right now. So I know that takes away from recording as well.
Yeah, trying to do everything at once is a little hard. We've got EPs we're working on. So we're working on 2 EPs called Truths and Consequences. I'm not sure if I was supposed to drop that. Sorry, Justin.
You heard it here first.
You heard it on Banger Wednesday.
Breaking news.
It's cool. So it's all about my little journey in life and how I got to this point, because I wasn't the same person 4 years ago when I started. So it's kind of cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. I'm very excited. Definitely gonna come check you guys out. I've been meaning to want to catch you guys play a show pretty soon. You're just right up the street, but you're like an hour away, so no biggie.
Okay.
So I can't wait to come check you guys out, and I will pass it off to Forge because you know me.
Yep. All right. So the other guys and gals, they hit all the real important things and asked a lot of important questions, and just kind of listening to them talk to you kind of triggered a whole bunch of things I want to bring up real quick, because we kind of quit talking about it, and it's actually 2 points. First off, whenever one of us compliment people in the band, like, and this goes for KK as well in the first band, and I'm sure it'll be no different from B, we're not trying to lie to you. We're not trying to just pat you on the butt and be like, oh yeah, you're so great, and you're really not. We're very transparent and forward with what we think. So you guys, and you specifically, since we're talking about your band right now, you're very talented. So that up front. Number 2, you are kind of the I don't know, just the best example we've probably had on this show in the 4 seasons of why I started this show. And early on, we used to talk about a little bit. I started this show. I'm nobody, right? I play in my home studio and I write my own music, and I spent a lot of my time watching YouTube videos of these reaction videos, reviews, and it's always some YouTuber watching a band that we're gonna hear. The band gets millions of views, millions of listens, and it hit me one day. What about all these other bands that do not have that exposure? Because just because you don't have 10 million listens on one track does not mean you're not talented, And that was the goal. Start the show, get these bands that aren't on that national platform, and give them an opportunity to get their music out there and have someone actually pay attention to them for a minute. And we have found so many talented people that need to be heard. And watching you get so emotional whenever, Dom was asking you questions, and I think Bo and Scarlett, you're the type of person that we wanted to reach. Because you truly have the passion that a lot of people have lost. Because we get a lot of bands, and we've gotten bands internationally, thankfully it's been great. But there's a lot of bands out there that just do not have that passion and drive. And quite frankly, there's some bands out there just assholes. They think because they wrote a song that they're awesome and people need to listen to them and everyone else sucks. And we've literally had that happen on the show. Dom, handled that one night. But you you have the drive, you have the passion that we're always looking for. So keep doing everything you're doing. If you're happy, do it. You know, don't let anything challenge it. You know, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but if breakfast on the road is what makes you happy, breakfast on the road makes you happy because you're not stressing over all the other shit that comes along with it. Because I mean, writing music and touring and doing all that's not easy. I mean, that's pretty much what I got out of it. It destroyed me, but you are a prime example why we started this show. So just I'll leave it at that. And now I'll go back to the Forge that handles business. So you guys are obviously doing tours. You guys got shows coming up. You guys are writing music. Do you guys have a primary platform that you want people to go to listen?
Yeah, just scienceofTranquility.com. We got all of our stuff on there. Spotify, we're on there. It's so funny. I didn't have a Spotify. I didn't know what that was before the guys told me. I'm 28, but I'm totally an old soul.
No, that's good. That's good. But yeah, and again, I'm gonna go find this song on Spotify. You guys are gonna be on this Bangin' Wednesday Spotify playlist along with everyone else. So just FYI for those at home, make sure you go get the playlist, listen to this band and all the other bands tonight. Let's see. I feel like I missed a question though, and it's bothering me. I had one and I sat on it for too long. Miss Scarlett, did you have another question that you wanted to ask while I think? Because I know you got plenty.
You know, I'm always asking the questions. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I asked her so many questions already. I feel like we've asked her. So I just want to say, though, I just want to give a little announcement that I couldn't be more happy with tonight's lineup of guests on here. I mean, like, holy hell, dude. Freaking KK from the Rising Fall coming back after 10-year hiatus, getting on stage. How empowering. And then we've got Signs of Tranquility here. Like, she's absolutely slaying it with her first track ever being put online and just rocking the hell out of it. And I'm just like, damn, you girls, you're really freaking doing it justice tonight. All right, that's it. That's what I got.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll ask you this, and I think we did touch on it a little bit, but you guys are obviously working on more music. Did you happen to mention the timeline to release something else new?
Yeah, so Forgotten is an amazing song. I love it so much. It's coming out next month. So look out for Forgotten. Don't forget.
Yeah. I thought you had
and
one.
then we've got others.
I just wanted to replug that. I thought you had mentioned it, but again, same comment. This isn't a one-hit wonder show. You know, keep in touch with us. We'd love to get you guys back on, and see what else you guys are cooking up, because you guys are off to great. Well, I say you guys. Band's obviously been cooking for a little while, but now you're there. You're off to a great start. So keep doing what you're doing. And you know what? Shout out to Justin and DI for actually getting on the live and supporting you. Because I mean, again, we don't see that sometimes. Sometimes we have a lot of supporters on. Sometimes we have 0 supporters on for the band. So that's great that you have someone that's willing to take the time to back you up. So just keep doing what you're doing. You got a really good thing going for sure. And the band as a whole, you guys got a great sound. Got some great music. Just keep pumping.
Thank you.
All right. Well, again, same thing as the previous band. Is there anything you wanted to mention before I move on? Open floor.
Just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. Like, this has been an honor, and I mean, KK with the 10-year thing, that's so inspiring, and I'm really proud of you. I just wanted to say that. That's freaking awesome. Good for you. And you're rocking it. You sounded, I hope this isn't offensive, but you sounded like this incredible goddess witch of just wonder when I heard you. So great job. I have a few other projects too I'm in. Look out for. I'm in Ladies, my solo project. Love that band. And I'm also in The Craft. It's like a Halloween horror project. So look out for those two.
Oh, yeah. And so again, if you are just joining the live or if you somehow are watching this recorded in the future and you somehow landed here instead of the whole other half of the show, we are doing our first ever female-fronted band night, and we spoke to the Rising Fall, which was KK, and then now we're with Signs of Tranquility and Miss. Oh God, I'm gonna screw it up again. I forgot Azura.
Yeah, you got it.
You've little faith, but yeah. So we just finished talking to these guys, gals, and again another awesome track for tonight. All these songs will be available on the Spotify playlist. This episode will be available on YouTube for eternity, or until I break a rule somewhere and they pull it down, which hopefully I'll never do that. So 2 awesome tracks so far tonight. We still have one more band to go, so we're gonna go ahead and move over that way, and let me get her nice and big on the screen. I got B here from Palecurse. B, hop in here. Tell us what we're about to get ourselves into.
What's up?
What's up?
I've been screening these questions, and I'm like, some I cannot answer because I do not know. There is no answer for it, but I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So tell us a little bit about the track we're about to get into.
Yeah. So this is my personal favorite song off the record. It's 10 songs. It's almost 2 months old, and this one's called Fever. It was actually the first one that was written. It has a little bit of a cool story. So the record in whole is kind of shitty relationships. We all have them. I'm personally not one for a love song. It's not really my jam personally. So instead I was like, how can I make them kind of dark and messed up? Because that's more fun for me. So Fever, I literally was in an airport after waking up and being like, wow, this relationship is so horrible. Changed my flight, flew home, and then was stuck in there New Year's Eve. And I opened up this little black lyric book that I had on me, and I wrote the date, and then I wrote, to those who said we never make it, here's to you. And I wrote Fever. So it was really special. I like it's kind of dark. It's basically a whole mind screw, like the whole song. So it's like you'll think you're doing one thing, it's really another. Big on manipulation, because that is terrible. I mean, I'm sure we've all experienced that to some degree. So the song's really special, and it was kind of my anthem, and still is in a lot of ways. And I think it can be for someone else as a reminder, to not stay in poor situations. It doesn't have to just be a relationship. It can be a lot of things. So manipulation wears a lot of masks. So yeah, so it's Fever. I hope you like it. I love it. So.
Hell yeah! I mean, I'm excited after all those buzzwords: planes, mask, manipulation, mind screw. I mean, this song sounds like it's got everything. So all right, here we go, guys.
I hope so.
Yeah, we got Fever by Palecurse about to check out. We're gonna listen to it start to finish. So get your listening ears on, and let me get the playlist nice and big on the screen so I can burn that word Banger Wednesday playlist in your head. If that ain't manipulation, I don't know what is. Here we go. Fever, Palecurse.
Tried to run from it, but you're breathing down my neck again. I should have seen this coming from the side. I don't need you. I swear I don't.
All right. Let me stop this before it plays other track. And let me get back up on this thing. All right. So, Dom, just to let you know, I'm gonna come to you first because I know you, and you going first. Anyway, BM, ask a question. It's okay if you don't know, but I want Dom to maybe back me up on this. I'm still in your question, Bo. Do you know if the guitarist, two-part question, if the guitarist did plugins or did he actually use an analog amp? And two, was it either a Mesa Boogie or some type of triple rectifier? I know I loaded you up. Sorry.
I want to say both for guitarists. I think actually both was done. For the plugin and live, I guess. But I'm sorry, what was the second one? Second question.
Was it a Mesa Boogie?
Oh, if we used our amp, no.
Damn. What were you thinking, Bo?
I mean, as far as the recording goes, it'd be a plug-in. It's got that nice Gojira feel, so we'll just jot that down as Gojira.
Yeah, just everything's Gojira.
I like the Gojira is just the theme. I'm here for it. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it sounded like a high triple rectifier or something.
We've only had like 2 shows where we have not had somebody use the Gojira plugin in one of the songs. So
yeah,
and that's no shade on Gojira because the last 3 songs that we put out, I used it, and it's a fantastic sounding plugin. But as far as like an actual amp, like I would bet that they probably use modelers live. Maybe, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out one day. We'll get it. All right, Dom, go ahead.
I'll find it for you one day.
Yeah, go ahead, Dom. I know this track is like right up your alley, so I want you to take lead.
Oh yeah, love this track. This is like right up my taste. This is actually kind of close to kind of some of the stuff I write. I miss, like, your vocals are really amazing. The emotion behind your vocals, that's something like you hear prevalent a lot in like Midwestern emo, like a lot of the really emotional, the kind of the voice flips, like, but they're all in tune. They're all like this. They sound professional. Like you have a lot of talent. I can tell you've worked really hard at this. And holy cow, yeah, that was really good. I think music needs to have more of that emotion behind the lyrics. I think you have a really special talent and something that you've worked at when you're singing. You convey like that really, really strong emotion in your vocals. I think a lot of it sometimes is preference for like musical taste. For me, I love it. Like that's something I love. It was really, really prevalent in like early 2000s to mid 2000s, and then it just went away. And then a lot of bands today, it's just this overcompressed monotone. Like you can hear the vibrato, but there's no rawness and emotion. And I love it. That's why I love this song so much. This is freaking amazing.
Good.
You have this absolutely amazing voice. The guitar and the drums, just the composition in general was freaking sick. It was catchy as hell. It was just everything was like a hook. Like the verse, the chorus, every time the da 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 like that. It's a headbang. It's a bop.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I guess first question would be, you guys said you had a record. This is a 10-song record.
Yeah.
How long you guys been out? How long you guys been a band?
2 years. Not super long. So yeah, just a couple years. Yeah.
Heck yeah! Already got a record out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm really stoked about it. We're already starting to demo some new stuff. So just for later. I try not to write too close together because I think At least for me personally, it can tend to sound too similar. I really want a pretty stark difference from record to record. Not necessarily like doesn't sound like me, but you know what I mean? Like I don't want to write the same song 20 times. So,
Right.
yep.
Oh yeah.
I love
So
writing music, so I'm excited.
cool. So walk me through the writing process for um just the creation of the songs.
Yeah, so kind of a loaded question. So for this band, it's so far it's been like demos and then going through and like I do I do a lot of writing in my car. Um, so I don't know if that's weird or whatever, but you know, Scarlett was mentioning like it's sometimes nice because you feel even though you're very much in just a windowed object, it does feel very isolated. And so I've personally written some of what I feel like is my best writing in the car because I can kind of like okay, that is you know, and just kind of go through it and then eventually hit like okay, this is cool, and then I will literally play the same 30 seconds like loop it until I hit those melody points and then I'll sing it to them and be like, okay, how does this sound? Is this stupid or what? You know? So because I want what's best for the song, you know, and I can get really attached to parts for sure. I think as musicians can. But you know, I want the song to be its best form, while still sounding like us. So yeah.
Oh yeah. It's freaking awesome. I mean it's always important. It's crazy how just like the weirdest places, whether it's a car, for me sometimes I have literally in my wave files right now, like my wave folder, a song called the Shitter Song because I was literally taking a shit and then I pulled out my phone on voice memo and then hummed a song because it popped in my head. And then I sent it to Ryan from Distance instead. I was like, dude, is this good or not? And he's like, dude, it's actually pretty good. And I was like, all right, well, we're gonna work on it. But like it's
fighting for his life in a porta potty.
that's right.
Up with a banger.
I think I
Yeah,
would have a hard time with that though, because then I'd be like, this is a shit song. Like,
Yeah,
that's right.
we actually had somebody on Banger Wednesday not too long ago, and we asked him how he started learning how to scream, and he literally said when he was trying to push out a poo on the shitter. I've never heard that before.
wow.
So
I
you heard
haven't
it.
either.
You heard it here. I don't know how conventional of a method that is, but the guy had a good scream. So there you go.
I mean, whatever the journey is, I guess, you know?
Shout out Lost in a Trance. I think that's who that was.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was.
That actually hurt my cheeks because I was smiling so hard. That's awesome.
But no, it's really cool how like just some like a little spark of an idea just from anywhere and you can just kind of perfect it and it can turn into just this freaking awesome creation. But
Yeah.
walk me through a 3-year plan or a 5-year plan. Do you guys have it? Have you guys like sat down as a band for yes, all right, let's hear it.
Yes. I am a huge planner. I think part of that is the tattooer in me. So that's my full-time job. I'm a tattoo artist. I've been tattooing for about 13 years. I do a lot of conventions. So typically tattoo conventions. I Man, okay, first of all, I just love music. I think it is so special and you guys are all really awesome. So thanks for having me. KK, uh Azura. I was so concerned I was gonna say your name wrong, so I hope I didn't botch it. But you guys are amazing and I just want to say it's really sick you're here. But I think music's amazing. And I also stepped away for a minute. And it wasn't 10 years, but it was a few. And I felt like I was hollow, right? And so when I finally came back to music and I started this band Palecurse, I was like a bit lost. My husband is my biggest cheerleader and I would ask him probably once a week, "Should I stop playing music?" You know, and he was just like, "You're stupid now." You know? And he's in a band called Exit Wounds here in Indianapolis and yeah, they're awesome. Super metal. We're very different bands, but such a good band. Great people. One of the guys in that band is actually in my band, so that's fun. Um, but I stepped away and I was just like, I don't know what to do. And when I finally, I guess, got my head on straight, it was something my husband said. He was just like, "Hey, there's this manager guy who's offering, his services. You can have like a call and meet and like talk about music." And I was like, you know what? F it. What's it gonna hurt? He's gonna be like, your band sucks, whatever. So I was just like, okay, I'll do it. So I get on this call, and I don't know why, but for whatever reason, through this conversation with this man, um, he was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna set you up a plan, and you're gonna follow it, okay? And I was just like, okay. And I told myself in this plan, like you don't realize how beneficial, I guess, sorry to get so elaborate to this point, but how beneficial plans really are. And they don't have to be linear, because they're not gonna be. There's gonna be stuff that happens. It happens all the time. Um, but he set me up this year plan, and that involved releasing Fever and then all the singles after, and then releasing our full album. And it was down to the date. And so this last year, actually up until July, was our year plan. And it just really got me in gear. And ever since then, I'm a huge planner. So I was prior, sorry, I was prior, but more so for my work side. And now the music side, it's really poured into that. So 3 to 5 year plan. I kind of go a year at a time because I feel like it's a bit easier to chew. But for us is right now we have a 16-day tour in November. So we're going a little bit of everywhere, kind of making loops back to Indiana. We're playing Indy one date. We have a show in October. So I'm excited about that. Yay. So we get to play together. And then at the end of the year, we're filming a video for Fever. And I don't really care. We're going to put it out in January. I don't know if I was supposed to say this stuff, but honestly, it doesn't matter. We're not signed. It doesn't matter. So we're going to put it out in January. And then from there, we're going to be writing and touring. So we recently got with an agent, a booking agent. And so the November is kind of our trial for all working together. If we're really vibing, then he wants to keep us full time next year. So we'll be out full time. I love this guy. I've known him for a long time, so I'm really excited to be working with him. So the band we're going on tour with in November is called Careful Gaze. Good dudes, good bands, similar vibe to Palecurse. So yeah, so really it's a lot of new music, within a year. Touring. I want to do a couple covers because I think it's fun. And yeah, music videos, photo shoots, that kind of thing. So it's fun. And then, hopefully some more interviews if people want to hear me ramble. So that I hope that answers the question, but that's kind of the plan. And I'm just really excited. So
Yeah, no, that answers it. I think just having because I like to ask a lot of the bands that question, and I think like
Yep.
I say this a lot, like on a lot of the shows, but 80% of the time, it's kind of like, well, no, I think we might release a single or that. So like the fact that you even have a plan in place, and that's been in the like a forethought of, we're going to do this. We have this month planned. To this date, we want to get these singles released. We have a video shoot. We're going to release this in this month. That's so powerful. So powerful. Whether it's coming to the phasing, like marketing out and having a phasing plan for your marketing, how you're going to phase that out, where you're going to, just streaming numbers, hitting the algorithm. It's so beneficial for a band. And I know the previous band, she said, yeah, you kind of got to go get it. Like if you want something, you got to kind of go get it. And that's the fact. Like we do have bands on here like Forge attested to, and I think it's a lot of them who put all this time and money into going and getting a song recorded, and they get it done. They come on the show, and they think just because they made a piece of music that people need to care about it and people need to listen to it. And the fact is they don't. You have to make them care about it. You have to put the work in to get people to listen to it and to make that situation for yourself. And the fact that you have a plan and that you're doing that is already you're way ahead of the game. And I think that's freaking awesome. And it's really cool that we've had 3 bands, when I've kind of attested to different parts of that question, like different versions of that question to all 3 of the bands that have been on here, and you've all had plans or, had some motivation. Like, this is really freaking cool. Seriously, you guys all are, I don't know, Josh, or Forge. Sorry, Forge. This is my favorite show.
Well,
Forge.
I mean, it's proven fact.
Me too.
It's
Me
proven
too.
fact and that women are just more organized than men. Men can't do nothing about it. They got their shit together normally.
Yeah, this is like a powerhouse group of people who, like, if I was to put my money on it, like, there's some shows we've had on here where I'm like, yeah, like, that person, they probably have a shot. But it's so weird to be on a show like I've heard every single one of you come on here, and your personalities and your ambitions and your planning and your drive, and to be like, I think all of you guys have a chance to make it. Like, you guys, it's not even a chance because you guys are already kind of making it. You guys are already in those spots, in those positions, and you're making it happen for yourself. Because I mean, making it such a subjective term. It's really up to us to define what it's making it. But really, like, you guys are chasing your dreams and making it happen yourselves, and that's so rare. And to have like 3 bands in one show that are all doing that, this is freaking crazy. So anyways, I'll get back to the questions, but like, awesome job, like, all of you. This is freaking sweet. I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent. I don't even know what to ask anymore. If I have a question, I'll come back. I'm gonna pass off to Bo, but I freaking love the song. The song was awesome. I'm a little overstimulated. This is just awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off to Bo now. But I will jump in and ask a random question.
Okay.
Okay, coming off of all that deep sentimental stuff, what's your favorite breakfast food?
Important questions.
It varies. But I will say I do love a chocolate chip pancake. So I was cheerleading big for that one. But there is this restaurant. Bo, I don't know if you've had it. It's in Indy now, but I first had it in Florida. It's called First Watch, and they have a plate of bacon that's called $1 Million Bacon. Brah, it's so good. It's like sticky sweet, and it's like salty and delicious. So if I could only have one thing, I'd probably eat that.
Message that to me so I can go there this weekend.
Done. I will send it to you after this.
All right.
Yeah, I would probably say if I could only have one thing, $1 Million Bacon, maybe a chocolate chip pancake. And I feel like later I'm gonna think of something else, but that's my answer.
I like it. Solid. So as far as the song goes, I love it. Full disclosure, I listened to it before we asked you to be on the show. We were as far as like we got show opportunity, and we were trying to figure out who we could get on that show that would be a nice fit for it, because there's a lot of the bands that like we do stuff with that just would not fit to like play the show that we were asked to jump on. And so you guys were kind of up there with like people we wanted to try to like get in a show with. So I had like a binge where I listened to all your guys' music, and like we miss them. They were actually supposed to help co-host the show one time, but they kind of have been not around anymore, the Elder Emo Hours people. So I had already like listened to your interview that you had done on that, because we got to sit down with them too. But so like one of my favorite bands the last like probably 3-4 years has been a band called Dream State, female fronted band, kind of has a lot of the vibe that you guys do. And I just you have this really fun vocal range, like your vocals are great, the music is fun, you have these like awesome like really high energy drum beats for a lot of the stuff, like there's just all these things that my brain loves. So like I enjoy your music a lot. I enjoy this song quite a bit. And we're happy to have you on here. um as far as like recording and stuff, what did you guys do for like this particular like round? Were you guys kind of hanging out in the studio together? Did you shoot stuff back and forth all the time and then go track it? I mean,
Yeah, so like I said, it's a bit of a loaded question without getting into like too much, but So the okay, I'm trying to think how to word it. So I was in an old band for probably 12 years, called Forever at Last. And when we were signed to Victory Records, we were wanting to write another record. And that band doesn't exist anymore. And right at the end, we had started to write a couple of these songs off this album. So those guys have their hand in some of it for sure. But at the end, like from the middle on, it was pretty much just me and the producer.
Okay.
And yeah, so for context, because it's kind of hard to answer some of that because I have started writing with my guys now, but Josh was in Forever at Last at the end with me. So so we basically were like, okay, well, when that band's done, we adopted some of those songs because I mean I was on them and they didn't feel like they belonged to FAL. And so that's when I took my musical break. I was like, I'm done being in a band. It was miserable for me towards the end, and I wish the guys well, and they're all doing their own thing. I think it's awesome, but I just didn't know where I quite fit in that. So so when we wrote it, it was a little bit of everybody in the beginning. So I hope that kind of answers for context because there's some stuff I just don't know the answer to. It's been so long. Um, but when we kind of adopted these songs, I was like, this was always meant to be Palecurse, and that was really special for me. And so in turn, this album meant way more to me because I know abandonment well, and I think a lot of people do. And so I felt like that record was kind of abandoned. And so I was just like, no, it's not. Like I'm gonna adopt it and give these songs like new life. And I'm a part of them and they're special to me and they all have part of my story. And so birth Palecurse. And so writing was a conglomerate of things. I think it can be really rare for I think it's really cool KK was mentioning they all write together. That's really rare. It's
Yeah.
really rare for bands to do it. It typically does not work that way. And that's okay. Because I think everyone in a band has a purpose. And so for this band, my drummer and he's like my brother. He was in another band because I originally asked him to be in this band, but he was in another band for a while. And when they kind of broke up, I was like, please be in my band. So so he joined and I'm really excited. And so we've been writing kind of back and forth method. Just we don't live far apart, but I've been out of state for the last like month and a half ish. I've been going to every My Chemical Romance show that they've had right now. So that's yeah, I saw your MCR shirt in the video and I was like, my girl. Yeah. So so I've literally gone to every show. I've only missed two on this tour. And I'm going to Boston and Florida, the last one. So right now we've just been like sending stuff back and forth. But I've written a lot of lyrics. I've written a lot about vampires recently, which I'm super into and stuff. So yeah, Bo, I know that was kind of loaded, so I hope that kind of answered the question. But I felt like the context was necessary because I don't want to feel like I'm lying about it because that's not my intentions at all. So
No,
yeah,
no, and honestly, like personally, I love that because I'm sure that like most of the people here can say the same thing. Like I was in a crazy band back in the early 2000s before I didn't, play any music for a real long time, and
yeah,
we broke up, and it was not like it wasn't a great breakup throughout the whole band.
yeah,
Most of the members are still like brothers to me to this day.
yeah,
Certain members ruined everything for everybody
yeah,
else, and
right,
there are a whole CD worth of songs that we played like for like a year and a half straight that we didn't actually get to go record.
yeah,
Like, we have stuff that we did, we have stuff that we didn't do, but
yeah,
you know the blood was so bad by the time it was all said and done that we were never gonna get back together to just go record those. So
right,
like being able to like take that and do something with it, like especially for you when you're like trying to start a new chapter, like that's pretty awesome. Just getting to like have that be like a book into that, and start a
yeah.
new one. So I love that.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
Okay,
Um,
cool. Yeah, I and the guys love it. Like I've told them I was just like, this is our band. This isn't my band,
Yeah.
you know, and they're my brothers, and it's all very special. I think a brotherhood in a band makes it a band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I love being in a band. It's so
Listen,
special. So
we had like a like a couple hours that the strings got together last week to work on a couple songs we were doing, and all I'm gonna say is, like, if you don't have a group of friends that know that they can just fart around you, you can't
100%,
be you cannot be in a band with them. You just can't. That's all there is to
100%.
it.
Yes. Hard agree. Yes.
Sometimes you have to leave the room, but
True.
we gotta
It
support each
happens.
other. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I love what you guys are doing. We're playing together in October on October 24th at Healer.
Yep.
So we're really pumped to get to hang out with you guys for the night. And
Yeah. And meet in person.
yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited to see what you guys get to do, and I'm pumped to see how far you guys get to go with your touring and everything like that.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see your guys' future.
Thank you. Me too. I'm excited. Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna pass it over to Scarlett
Let the dog out
because
of her
she can
cage.
talk more than me. But I'm happy that we got you on the show.
Oh, thank you, Bo. I appreciate you.
Hello. Yay. I'm very excited. So, I have to be honest. When I first heard the riffs in the song, I wasn't expecting the vocals that came with that. And it was really refreshing to me because I had like an expectation after I heard the riffs, and it wasn't that. And I was like, okay, I'm interested. This is interesting to me now. And for me, as a musician, like, I feel like I get kind of too complacent and a little bit bored sometimes. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, like, this is anticipated, whatever. I know what to expect. I didn't expect that. And it was really refreshing. And I very much enjoyed it. I felt like at times I was getting some like sleeping with sirens vibes from your vocals as a female, which I thought was super cool. And hopefully you don't take that as like anything but a compliment, because I thought it was fantastic. You have great control over all of the specific notes and everything that you're doing. I mean, everything sounded so polished in this mix. I just it felt like a very nice package of originality with a beautiful bow on the top that was just like, this is the icing on the cake. So I thought it sounded fantastic.
Thank you.
I think it's awesome that your husband is also in a band. I would love to check out his band too. So
Yeah.
power couple, yeah, let's go. Really cool. Cheering for you guys because it is hard to be a musician at times. So super, super awesome. I was wondering though, because I had some like Sleeping with Sirens vibes a little bit. Who are some of your personal influences for vocals? Who are some of your favorite vocalists?
Um, I believe it or not, I don't really listen to much stuff with females.
Okay.
I now have three new bands to check out, with female vocals. But growing up, I think it was kind of like when I first got into my first band, like I was like, I just didn't want to sound like a girl. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I think you guys can understand what I'm saying. Like I didn't want to be like, I don't know, I just didn't want to sound super girly because that's not really me. And
That's
so
yeah.
yeah, so growing up, it was Gerard from My Kim. That's honestly that's my biggest influence, and probably Animals Are from Taking Back Sunday. I didn't really listen to anything else. Pretty much my entire childhood. I never listened to Sleeping with Sirens. I couldn't name you a single song. I don't know anything about them at all. But I know of them. I know who they are, obviously, and stuff like that. But I love bands like Bayside. Yeah, Taking Back Sunday, My Kim. I have to really sit and think about it. I hate when I get asked that because I can only think of My Kim.
That's okay.
So
I'm sorry. I know that
no,
question is
it's
hard
okay.
when you're put on the spot. You're like, I normally could name 10 bands, and right now
Right.
I can't even name one of my own songs. So that's
Yeah.
fine.
No, it's definitely Gerard from My Kim. That's the number one. So
That's awesome. I love that. I want to also say I really love the kind of like the darker themes that you have going on. You're talking about like you wanted to write about vampires, and I love the name Dark Room. I think that's really cool. I see like your little scream mask in the background there. I really like all these dark vibes from you because I'm totally
you.
into that. And so I would love to hear more from you guys. And so, yeah, I mean, are you currently taking vocal lessons? Do you take any vocal lessons? Have you before?
So growing up, no, I didn't. I sang in a church youth group band, for a lot of years. Yeah, I was the Jesus kid, like
Yeah.
in the church band and stuff. I did for a brief time. I want to say maybe before my first band, but it was because there was a student in my hometown. She was in college and she needed it to complete like a course. And so
Oh.
I was like, you know what? I was like, that has to be anything good. I mean, it would be beneficial at the very least. And so I took vocal lessons for it wasn't very long, but she was always like, and I don't know if this is a compliment, but she was always like, "You're so loud. Like you're so loud." And I was like, "Oh, shit, sorry." So now I'd be like, "How do I dial it back?" Because I feel like I try to overcompensate, sometimes you can't hear stuff, when you're singing. I'm sure you guys can relate, it's like you're singing and it's like, I don't know if I'm coming through, so I'm just gonna push it as hard as I possibly can. So
Yes.
but I enjoyed it. Like she was really cool and she was really nice to me and I was just this kind of weirdo, emo kid, but she was nice to me. So it was
I
cool.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love the originality of everybody's kind of like different things, and I think that that's as a vocalist, like when you're singing, and you have your whole band behind you, you have to change your dynamics. You know what I mean? Your
Yeah.
dynamics are going to change from being in a live setting to when you're recording in a studio to when you're playing with your band. I mean, your dynamics just have to change and you have to like mold and evolve like that. But that's really funny. I don't think I've heard a vocal coach be like, "You're really loud." So
Yeah, I don't
but
know if she was trying to be nice or not, but I was like, sorry.
well, I think whatever it was, it worked out for you because you have some good power behind your vocals. So I think that's fantastic. And also, I know your bandmates might not be here, but super catchy riffs. Absolutely love those guitar riffs, man. They just slayed. They're memorable, very hooky riffs. And yeah, I'm excited to check out more from you guys for sure. And I made sure I followed all of your bands on Instagram, guys. Everybody that's listening, please make sure you go and follow these amazing bands and show them love and support. And we appreciate all of you ladies. I'm gonna pass it over to Forge because I know he probably has some stuff to talk about too. So it was so nice getting to talk to you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah. So again, Scarlett, Dom, and Bo, they hit all the things on the head, and it makes me following up pretty easy. So I'll touch on a few things that they did, and I got a few small questions. But as they pointed out, the overall mix and composition of the track was spot on, amazing. And I believe it was Scarlett that said it. When you hear the track come in, you didn't expect the vocals to be what they were, but it was in the best way possible. You have an amazing tone and sound. I'm not a vocalist. I don't know the proper words. I don't know words.
That's okay. Thank you.
But it sounded great. It fit what you guys wrote very well. I appreciated it. Again, unexpected but pleasantly surprised. And again, when you put all that together with a good mix master, it's an amazing track. And all night long, I think it was maybe Dom's point. All night long, it's just been great tracks, great personalities, ton of motivation. It makes these shows so much more enjoyable. And all of you guys just did everything we hope to see in a band that comes in the show. But back to you guys again specifically. Merch. What's the deal with that? Are you bribing people to come to the show as well, or you got it online?
Yeah, I mean, we got a bit of that for sure. We have different shirts at shows than we do in person, except for one. we put on the website just because it was one that we didn't print for a minute. But yeah, it's just palecurse.com. We have there's 3 or 4 shirt designs on there that 3 of them we don't sell in person. But the website is a little under construction right now, just because I've been trying to update everything. I do like all the visuals as well. Like I film everything and I edit everything. Like all the things in Spotify that you see, all of that. So it all just takes me a long time. Maybe I care too much, but I really love a good visual and I want people to enjoy that stuff as much as me. So the guys are always really chill about that stuff. So yeah, you can get stuff in person. We're going to be printing our CD, like dual case. I don't know if we'll have them for October, but we'll definitely have a new shirt in October, and then a hoodie as well is in the works. So trying to have stuff stocked for our November run. So.
Oh yeah, and so let's
Yeah.
see. You said palecurse.com, and obviously you mentioned Spotify. Are there other platforms you really like people to go to check you guys out?
So we're on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Those are the main 3. Honestly, I don't know if I could handle running anymore. Would be a bit much. But yeah, I mean, you can listen wherever you like to listen. I have 0 preference. I'm just happy someone wants to listen to us. So whatever you want to do is cool with us.
Yeah, and that was me again doing that little thing where I set people up. They are already on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. Make sure you take a moment to go find it, save it, and listen to all these tracks on there, including these 3 bands tonight. Again, this was a way for all the bands to fight the algorithm, and you do a ton just by going and listen to the playlist. Listen to it in your car, listen to it at work, or as like we mentioned, use it whenever or listen to it while you're in the bathroom, taking loads off, so to speak. It plays everywhere is the same. The enjoyment level may vary, but I mean it plays all those areas. But yeah, again, if for whatever reason you're late and this is where you landed, at this point in the video, you missed out on a ton of great bands. Right now, we're finishing up with Palecurse, and we have B here. They dropped an awesome track, unexpected track actually, and really helped round out this first ever female-fronted band episode. Again, Miss B, open floor like I did all the other bands. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to mention?
Not really. I'm big on following your dreams. So, I love you 3 ladies. I really am excited to listen to your bands. I know I said I didn't listen to much of it when I was younger, but as an adult, I definitely have. So I'm real jazzed. You guys all seem super, super awesome, and I hope we get to play a show together. Like I said, we'll be on tour, so hopefully we can hit your areas. And if you come to Indianapolis, Palecurse would love to play with you. So we have a really great home venue. And I wish you guys the best, and don't let anyone tell you can't do it because you can. Okay. So I love you 3 specifically, and I love you 3 men as well.
Awesome. Hell
Wow. Holy shit. Talk about an outro. Top that, Forge. Top that.
Yeah. I got some boots to fill. All
So
right.
you guys so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. It means a lot to me. So
Of course. So now that I gotta, prove myself. Okay. Let's get this show to the end. Okay. Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. I know I said it a bunch of times, and I'll probably say it 2 more times before we actually turn this thing off. It is an amazing tool. We've got a bunch of statistics back from a lot of bands. It's done a lot of things. It means a lot to just go find it, save it, listen to it. That's it. Save it, listen to it. And also, if you're watching right now on YouTube Live, or if you're watching in the future, I don't know where my hand is in the screen here, but somewhere down there, there's a little button that says subscribe on YouTube. It doesn't cost you a damn thing, but it helps everybody that comes on this show. So just click it like real quick before you even get off the show tonight. 2 seconds, that's it. Also, you can hit that little bell thing down there. Again, I mentioned it briefly earlier. We are working on a giveaway. We are working on a battle of bands, which also will include some type of prize. So if you want to take part in that, it does help you if you're subscribed and you hit the bell. That way you know whenever we're announcing that. I don't have a date yet, but it's coming. Yeah, just do that. That's it. go listen to the playlist, click the little button down here, and you essentially save the world, something like that. But and if you thought that's how I was going to end the show, you're wrong. Why in the hell would we have a all-female fronted band night and not listen to a track from our very own Scarlett and World Shaper? So she did not know I was going to do that. So recently they released a new track, and I have purposely not listened to it because I told her I was going to listen to it on the show one night, and it took a minute, but here we are. It's finally happening. We're going to play it as the outro track, but
Yes.
we're going to let Miss Scarlett back out of her cage so she can tell us all about it, and then I'll play it on the outro for everyone.
Oh my gosh, I'm so put on the spot right now. Okay, well, this is the latest track from my melodic metalcore band. We are called World Shaper, and it is called Torn Between. And it is about being torn between two lives, as in you sacrifice a lot to be a musician. And sometimes your relationships suffer, and sometimes your friendships suffer, and sometimes you feel like you have to make choices. And yeah, that's what this song is about. I'm sorry I'm getting so emotional.
Yeah. But real quick, Miss Scarlett, if you can, why don't you go ahead and also plug in where they can go to listen to more of you guys' tracks besides this?
So you can check this one out. Spotify, we have YouTube, and those are kind of like the main places, but you can check us out pretty much everywhere. We just distribute through DistroKid, so whatever you want to listen to us on is totally cool. Yeah, so this is my recording project, so we don't do live shows or anything like that. This is our bassist lives in Sweden, so, and he's amazing, so he's awesome. But yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the track.
Hell yeah. And I promised you guys I was going to say the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist one more time, because while she was, right before we did this and I announced we were going to do this, I threw World Shaper's new track on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist, so we're going to play it from there. So if you want to listen to it again later, it is there as well. Just to wrap it up real quick before I kick you guys out, go find the playlist, hit that little button like right now so you don't forget, down there in YouTube, wherever it's at, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more episodes coming, and the giveaway and the Battle of the Bands. And again, I do want to say this real quick. This was an amazing show. I think it was Scarlett's idea to come up with this episode theme, and I know I'm speaking for all the co-hosts. Surpassed expectations by a long shot. And I know I touched on it earlier, but these are the type of bands, these are the type of people that the show was started for, and I couldn't have imagined the show going any better, honestly. It was amazing. So again, we had Palecurse, The Rising Fall, Signs of Tranquility on here. Go listen to them. All right? And without further ado, how we do this is I'm going to throw you guys out into the outro room, and we're going to check out World Shaper. And as always, stay safe, keep banging your heads, and we're going to see you on a Wednesday soon. So hold on to your butts. You go into the outro, and here we go.